Definitely, freelancing is work experience, but a couple of things is sometimes freelancing happens in a uh, sort of non-team situation, or maybe there is just a client and then somebody is doing some freelancing work. So if you can bring in the dimensions of your work with the market and sort of trying to understand the dynamics between various competition organizations or brands, what have you learned from the marketplace? How have you interacted with various team members? I think that will be really good. Otherwise, if it sort of comes across as I designed something remotely for another person, uh, this may not be as holistic as trying to understand from the marketplace what are the designs, who has done what works, what does not work, having a discussion with set of consumers, having a discussion with number of people in the organization you may have worked for, and then eventually doing something for that organization. So the market and the customer and learning from market and the customer is quite important. And in the end, you will realize in business, they say that market is the best teacher. So it's not the business school, but the market you're exposed to and what challenges you learn and how you learn to overcome those challenges.
Yeah, I definitely agree with what Kalyana said. I think freelancing is definitely an add-on. It gives you exposure while working with different set of organizations if you're working, and what kind of role, and more important, what is the learning you're getting from it, whether it's an individual contributor or a team member of a project, that adds value to you in your thinking process and defining you as a person. And that definitely builds up your profile, because that gives you a different perspective altogether. And those are very important aspects to look at.
So we have another question related to freelancing. Can we use some documents to support our freelancing experience?
Yeah, so many people carry a portfolio, and the whole idea of portfolio is to not only show the depth but also to show the width. So remember to demonstrate that you have worked across number of different industries, a number of different types of businesses, number of different types of brands, maybe in different categories. And this is what you have learned, and this is where you have learned. And one of the things that the portfolio does, it also shows your progression. That this is where I started, this is where I am. So there is almost equivalent to a character arc that we expect in a good novel, that how is the character developing faced with various challenges in life? Do we see any progression made by the character? In a similar sense, our work itself must have progressed. So when you started doing freelancing, maybe your work was of a certain kind, and how over time you have refined, you have learned more, you got more exposure, more feedback, and you have worked on all of those to reach where you are. And that is, again, a very authentic story. Remember, authentic stories are not prim and proper. It has gaps, it has failures, it has challenges. But if you acknowledge those and if you forthrightly mention, this is what I have learned, I think people will appreciate you more. People will expect those kind of humanized experiences as opposed to robotic perfection. We cannot be perfect. We fall down, but the beauty is we get up.
True. I mean, you need to be honest when you take your profile and you share what kind of work you have done and what have been your learnings and how you have developed it. It really adds into your individual profile. There's another question. So it says, does gap affect your profile? But you need to explain what kind of gap you have, right? Whether if you can able to explain what it is, whether you took a break for preparing for exam, or you worked, or you had some other issues because of which, or you were supporting your family business, or you were at home for certain other reason, personal reason, whatever. But you need to explain it, why it is and how it's, what have you done during that point and how it's added value, or what were you doing, I think that addresses that case. That should not be a problem. Any other questions?
No, nothing as such.
So there is another question which is coming. Does gap really affect my profile? So we answered your question, Purinita, on that.
Any other question, comment?
No, sir, nothing as of yet. So meanwhile, you can speak about the university and what it has to offer.
Okay.
Sure. So we at the NCU School of Business, we provide two programs, which is MBA, which is specializing in marketing, finance, HR, and operations. And there's another MBA, which is on data analytics. We have 120 seats available, and our criteria for hiring for the students is we look at the CAT score, the XAT score, and all the external entrance exam scores. We look at a minimum 60 percentile, plus we also look at the 10th, 12th, your undergrad score, which is minimum 60% in terms of hiring process. And also then we have our internal interview piece, which we look at. And based on the holistic piece, then we make an offer in terms of student to provide a seat or not on that in our institute. Our 2-year program is basically focused with a lot of interaction from industry professors and industry experts coming in. Our program is more focused of understanding what the industry is undergoing change and what we need to do. More practical oriented in terms of understanding what are the practices happening in industry, what are the by way of case studies, role play, doing quizzes, doing projects, which really helps an individual to develop as a good personality in terms of understanding how business scenarios are actually happening in today's time. And those are something really important to when the student pass out after 2 years, he understands what actually the industry is going through. And that's how we try to develop our 2-year MBA program. There's a question coming in. Can we just look in? So how's the alumni network? Okay, so Jenny, alumni network comprises of, I think Baljit can share a thought on that. We have students across who have passed out. We had small batches of people, but they have been working in different industries, in banking sector, as well as in service industry. And that's how we have positioned most of our students have been placed around that. Baljit, would you like to add something?
Jerry, I would just like to answer this one. See, we have students placed across all the industry sectors, I would say. As sir mentioned, yes, DFSI, of course. Along with that, we have a lot of, fintech companies coming up for the placements. We have companies like Check, EY, Deloitte, all these companies come over for the placement. As you know that, we are based out of Gurgaon currently. So Gurgaon is a place of top 500 Fortune companies, okay? So, and we are very much nearby to the same area of Cyber City. So most of the good companies are coming up over the campus for the placement.
There's a question on what's the highest and average placements. Baljit, would you like to take it?
I would just take that. So median salaries are between 8.5 to 9 lakh rupees currently. That is how we are paid. See, I would suggest that we should not be focusing on the highest or the lowest salary, because there is a differentiation of the kind of students that we are having. Upon that basis only, the highest and that. So let's focus on the median salary. So the median is 8 lakh rupees. That is what we have, and top 80% of my class is based between 8. I could just briefly tell you that from the BFSI sector, the salaries also go up to how it is.
I think, Baljit, your voice is breaking. The last line, I think they missed out.
I would just like to add in that, let's focus on the median salary only. That is 8.5 to 9 lakhs.
Any other questions?
No, sir.
Any other questions from IMS to ask for?
No, nothing.
I would just like to add few things to it. That NCU School of Business is a 25-year-old organization, where we have been imparting education. And we have two wonderful programs that we are offering. One is an MBA and the other one is an program into MBA Business Analytics. And we have a very wide and a very good intellectual capital. I would invite you all to please go through our website. That will give you a more insight upon the faculty profile, the curriculum that we are offering, where our campus is, how our campus looks. So that will give you a more overview about what we are offering at NCU School of Business. And our fees, I would like to add, our fees is 4.5 lakhs per annum. So the total fees is 9 lakhs rupees. Plus our application forms are also live. You may please visit our website and you are open to fill up an application form. As we have limited seats, that's 120 only. And we do a profile-based evaluation, where you get a fair chance that your profile gets evaluated also. So we just do not focus on the entrance test scores of yours. So we give you an equal opportunity where your 10th, 12th and graduation scores, your academic scores, your entrance test scores are monitored, evaluated. Plus you have to undergo a written ability test, SWAT, followed by a PI round, and then on the basis of a complete profile evaluation, we share the offer letter with the student. So it's a very fair opportunity that every student gets to get their profile evaluated, and they can take an admission with that as well.
Baljit, there's a question in the Q&A box asking, do you accept NMAT score?
You can apply with NMAT score. See, we do not give a lot of preference to the NMAT score, but yes, that can be accepted as well. What we'll do is that we also do our own aptitude test. So we will encourage you to write one round of aptitude test with us as well. So that will give us a more holistic idea about your score. So you can fill up an application form through NMAT score.
I think that's all questions that we've got.
Right. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you to the students. Thank you to the faculty members. And thank you, IMS, for this opportunity as well.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
I'd like to thank all the participants and the panelists. Thank you for your time, and thank you for sharing such wonderful insights.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a
Have
good
a good
evening.
day. Good day to
You too.
everyone.